Well, welcome everybody to Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers. Looks like we have a few guests today. That's always exciting. We pride ourselves in having fun and learning at the same time. So I'm sure today we will learn and we will also have some fun and laugh. With that being said, let's go ahead and move right into our meeting, and I will turn this over to our presiding officer. This is her last meeting as our president. So Yasmin, what do you have to say? What wisdom do you have to share with us today? What quote are you going to share with us today?
That sometimes ending is better than the beginning. Or most of the time, ending is better than the beginning. And ending is hinting at a new beginning. So ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you that you are not gonna miss the wonderful RSS progress, because to be president is also in the room. And to those of you who are not familiar with the person called Mary, just find the most smiling face there, and she is gonna be welcoming you in her capacity as president from the next meeting onwards. But having said that, thank you for the kind reminder, Tiger, that this is the last meeting as a presiding officer. And I'm very glad to invite you all, and especially I'm very pleased to invite our new guests. I do see that Denis is joining us for the first time. Najib, you are welcome. Stephen, always welcome. We have already awarded you as the senior most guest, and all the dear members, welcome. Quickly, Denis, if you could please introduce yourself to our group.
Hello, everyone. It's my first time seeing you all, and I'm glad to join you tonight here in Indonesia. It's 10 p.m. here, and I'm looking forward to having fun with you. Also, my club is Bineka Online, so if you have some time to visit on Sunday, you can always reach out to me, and then I will give you the meeting info later. It's always online. So I hope to see you again in the future in the next meetings. Okay, back to you, Yasmin. Thank you.
Thank you, Denis. And we share the same pleasure to tell you that we are also an online club, and you are always welcome to visit our club. Najib, would you like to introduce yourself to our group, please?
Yeah. Hello, guys. My name is Najib, and I think several times I joined here. So most of the time I joined in my city's Toastmasters. So yeah, I already experienced on online.
Thank you, Najib. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we need to get started. And please join me in welcoming our Toastmaster of the day today, who is none other than the man with the beautiful spring background with lovely pink bougainvilleas. And his name is as beautiful as the flowers in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tiger. Tiger, please take it over as the Toastmaster of the day.
Welcome everybody. Najib is sharing his screen, or he's not sharing his screen. Today is quotes, your favorite quotes. And you know me, I'm very serious, so I'm going to start out with a very serious quote. This is going to make you think. I saw a study that said speaking in front of a crowd is considered the #1 fear in the world. Number 2 was death. This means to the average person, if you're at a funeral, you would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. Jerry Seinfeld. So most of you people are overcoming the single #1 fear in the world, and that's public speaking. Congratulations. Today, we are going to have a fantastic meeting. First of all, I have a team of people that are going to help me facilitate this meeting. Let's start with our professional and experienced grammarian. Michelle, share with us what you're going to do and what is our word for the day.
Certainly. As a grammarian, I will pay attention, or at least try to pay attention to excellent uses of the English language, as well as uses that could be improved. In other words, the gems of the English language, as well as the germs. I'll be doing that. However, I do have to caution you that I am recently, just recently awakened, so I would probably not catch too many, but we'll go for it. And in keeping with the theme of favorite quotes, our word of the day is significant. It can be an adjective, significant, or it can be a noun, significance. And I have put some possible meanings from Merriam-Webster in the chat. Simply put, significance is importance or meaning or substance or something that strikes you, has impact. Those are all synonyms for the word significant or significant. So throughout the meeting, whenever you speak, make every possible effort to make your statement significant by using the word significant. And I will be tracking your use of the word of the day. Of course, I've already had two. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator or Toastmaster.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure that you all have significant quotes that you're going to share with us today. Let me share a quote with somebody who is not here, but would like to be here, and that is Sarah. And Sarah's quote for all of us is, if you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. I don't like the fact that Michelle's the grammarian, but I'm going to change my attitude about that, and I'm going to be as positive as I possibly can. Let's move on to our guest, who is going to be our counter today. Denny, please share with us.
All right, everybody. Tonight, I'll be serving you as the counter. My job today is to take note any lexical or non-lexical filler words, such as, yeah, I know, right, or probably okay. Also, or any repeated words or elongated words, and also tongue clicks like. So I hope that all of us here can try to eliminate these filler words, that I believe that you are all awesome, and then we can learn together to make our speech even brighter and then more significant without the filler words. All right, and then I will give the report to you during the evaluation session. Back to you, Tiger.
Thank you so much for that. And that was a significant approach to today's counter report. Good job for using the word of the day. Timer. Our timer, I believe we recruited Najib. Is this correct? Najib, are you going to be the counter? Because I know John just showed up, but I think we recruited Najib to be the timer. Is that correct, Najib?
Yeah. I leave it on Najib if he wished to continue, and just also on Toastmaster of the day to decide, because I do see John is also in the room. And Najib, are you having the flashcards available?
Yeah, you should continue to this because it's not available now.
Okay, so looks like Najib is ready to continue as the timer.
Okay, Najib, you want to go ahead and share what you have for us, what your prompts are going to be?
Can you hear? Actually, right now, I don't have a flashcard. So, you can continue with the other member for flexibility.
Oh, okay. He's suggesting for John to continue as the timer.
Okay, John, welcome. It looks like you're gonna be our timer after all, that's great. So could you
Yeah.
have your colors you're going to use for us today?
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, sorry for my coming late because yeah, but I'm here as a timer. So how many speakers today? Sorry. Prepared speaker. How many?
We have 2 speakers, 5 to 7, 2 5 to 7 minute speeches today.
5 to 7. Okay. So for the speaker, you will pin me as a timer. So I have 3 cards here. So for speaker 7 minutes, if you see green paper here, it will be 5 minutes. Is that right? Toastmaster 13, 5 minutes. And then when 6 minutes, is that correct? It will be yellow card. You will see yellow card. And then, and for at the last 7 minutes, you will see red card here. And yeah, and there will be 30 seconds to wrap up your speech and for your being qualified. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, John.
Thank you, Tiger. Back to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here. You're always welcome, and we look forward to your timers report. And we do have a new guest. Yasmin, you want to introduce your friend real quick?
Oh yeah, we have a guest in the room called Mariam. She is my friend and she is new to Toastmasters. So for today, she is joining us more to get familiar with Toastmasters meeting. So she'll be on the listening mode for today.
Thank you very much for being here. And the fact that you're Yasmin's friend, I'm very sorry about that, but that good for you. Yasmin she needs friends. So good for you. Okay.
Tiger.
John, what do you got for us?
Tiger, sorry for interrupt. Is there any table topic session?
Yes, there will be a table topic session.
So yeah, I think I will explain very quick about table topic sessions for the timer because I will be the timer as well. So for table topic session, there are 1 to 2 minutes. For 1 minute, you will see green card, and then yellow card is the 2 minutes. I'm sorry, 30 minutes, and then red card for 2 minutes, and you have 30 seconds to wrap up your table topic. Okay, back to you. Thank you, Tiger.
Okay, thank you for the update, John. I think that we are ready to rock and roll, which means that Jerry, who's been waiting patiently for his time to shine, it's your time to shine, my friend. This is a presentation mastery level 1, writing a speech with purpose. And the title is A Father's Resolve. Jerry, the stage is all yours, my friend.
Thank you, Tiger. You guys can see me? Can hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to adjust my camera. Father's resolve. I would like to use this speech to commemorate my deceased father. If you have resolve and don't give up easily, you can do anything. Dear Toastmasters, was there a significant person in your life who always encouraged you and made you better? Yes, I had one. It's my father. His resolve had a profound positive impact on my whole life. It goes back to about 25 years ago when I was still a high school student. In the summer of 1997, I failed the college entrance examination. It was so sad because both my family and I put so much effort into it. By that time, China was still very poor, especially in rural areas. Most farmers couldn't afford the tuition fee for their children. Most of my peers will go out to find a job to make a living to relieve their family burden after junior high school graduation. Only a few people had the chance to attend high school, let alone college. But when I was close to graduating from junior high school, I wanted to continue studying in high school because I have a dream of going to college. So I approached my father. Dad, can we talk? Yes. My dad replied quietly. I want to continue studying high school. I said cautiously, because I was not sure how he will react. Do you really think so? May I ask you why? My father asked me with surprise, because by then, such thoughts were rare among peers. Yes, I replied firmly. Because I want to go to college. My father asked me, okay, do you have resolve? You know, there was a very, very tiny chance to succeed. My father continued, if yes, son, then you will have my complete support. Please remember, if you have resolve and do not give up easily, you can do anything. Then I took the studying of high school. 3 years later, I took the college entrance examination, but it failed it made me so frustrated. After a long silence, my father said, "Son, I know you are very frustrated, but we have to face the reality and accept the result. What's your plan?" "I want to quit and go find a factory job to make a living," I replied sadly. "Do you really think so? Why not extend another year and give another try next year?" Because I have no confidence in achieving success next year either. Do you still remember what I told you before you planned attending high school, son? Yes, I remember. If you have resolve and do not give up easily, you can do anything. My dad said, "Then go do it. Don't be afraid of failure." Then I took his advice. And after 1 year, I took the examination. This time, I succeeded in achieving making into the college. Folks, if you have resolve and do not give up easily, you can do anything. Back to Toastmaster.
Thank you, sir. And before I forget, Jerry, do you have a quote? Besides your final statement of your speech, do you have another quote for us?
Okay, I have a quote from Godfather. It's also linked to father. It's great men are not born great, they grow great.
And let's go back to our team. I forgot to get quotes from you guys. So, Counter Denny, do you have a quote for us?
What? Well, I don't really
Oh,
have a quote.
that's quite all right. If you think of one, we'll have you give it later. How's that?
Okay, sure. Later. I will find one.
Okay. John, timer, do you have a quote for us?
I have a quote, free quote. My quote is, choose to be kind to yourself.
Be kind to yourself. Okay, good. I like that. Because I really don't want to be kind to Steve, so I'll just be kind to myself. I like that better. And Stephen, we'll get a quote from you later. Let's move on to our second speaker. Oh, we are in for a treat. Look at the smile on her face. Boy, is she ready to go. Yasmin is speaking. She hasn't spoke for a long time. I can't remember the last time this girl did a speech. I think she figured that when she's president, you don't have to give speeches. All right, here we go. Level 3, leadership development, planning and implementation. I do not have a title. I apologize. Yasmin, what is your title?
The title of my speech is my paper on agroforestry.
Floor is all yours.
Thank you so much. I did my PhD 10 years or maybe 15 years ago. I love doing my PhD because it allowed me to travel I traveled to the alpine zones of Himalaya to discover the complex world of climate change and how plants react to it. I hated my PhD because it demanded me to write a paper. Traveling, yes, is okay. Writing a paper? No, too boring. Analysis, putting it in structure, getting it reviewed, rejections, exceptions. Too much for me, too much for my simple brain. But my professor was not happy with me. He said, you cannot earn your PhD until you publish a paper. You have to publish a paper. Can you believe it took me almost 5 years to publish one paper, which was a joint work of 10 scientists, collaboration with 10 scientists to produce one paper in 5 years. That's how my journey of writing a paper started. And as soon as I submitted my first paper, I decided, I'm never gonna write any more papers. No, I don't want to be scientist. No. And I left the world of scientific writings. 10 years down the line, COVID hit. No place to go anywhere. What to do? People said, you're a scientist. You can do something, think about something, be creative, write something, write a scientific paper. Trust me, all of you, I survived my COVID by thinking that I can write a paper. Now, writing a paper means almost creating from nowhere. You need a theme, you need a subject, you need a research question. You need to have a methodology to arrive at that question that you have had hypothesized. You need to go and conduct sampling, interviews, analyze the data, write it, send it to a publication, get reviews, get feedback. And if you are lucky, you get accepted. So I had to start from nowhere, have nothing. What do? I started with what I love, traveling. I said, let me go and travel to one of the favorite places. And I ended up being with farmers in India. I was trying to be a researcher. I said, let me go and question all these farmers as to what motivates them to continue agroforestry, to plant trees in their own land. I did that. I went and I interviewed 50 farmers on what and why they are motivated to continue agroforestry. That's how I tried planning. I had a question in mind. I had a methodology available. I had my interviewers in front of me. I went and interviewed them. I collected data. Apologies, I have an interruption. He's one of the reviewers, I guess. Anyways, so collected data and then analyzed it. It was all a simple exercise. But then I thought I will never be able to publish it because I have no other collaborators. A scientific journal cannot accept a paper by a single author, and that to a rejected author. I left scientific writing 10 years before. But I didn't give up. I continued. I reached out to my peers. I reached out to the network of people I knew. I shared with them my drafted manuscript to have a look and provide me the feedback. They reviewed, they gave me corrections. I had problems with English writing. So I reached out to my friends who would be good in English to look at my draft, edit it. They did it. I submitted my paper with no hopes of being accepted. The reviewers came back with comments, negative ones. I had to redraft my entire paper. Again, submitted. Second review happened. got some feedback, corrected it. And third review, guess what? The paper got accepted. Single authored paper. From a girl who thought that would never be able to get into scientific writing again, managed to publish a second paper as a single author, which is a sort of accolade in a scientific field. What helped me? Was it a single author paper as it seems? No, it was a proper planning that went into it. And planning is in itself inactive until it is complemented with implementation. So I had to implement it. I had to let my fear go. I had to get collaborators in. I had to think as to who in my network will help me and how it will help me. And it is with this collaborative effort that I did something which I had almost taken for granted that I'm not good at. With a simple story, I do want to share with you the strength of planning and, more importantly, implementing what we plan. Break down your plans, reach out to your peers for help, no hesitations, and then most importantly, trust yourself that you will be able to deal with it, even if it brings a lot of challenges on its way. It took me 8 months though to come to this paper, so time is unimportant once we have reached the milestone. With this simple story, I encourage you all to please not let your dreams or things go which you believe are important, but it's just that you have doubts that you can do it. Plan it well and implement it, it will be done. Thank you, and I give it back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Yasmin, you threw several quotes in there. I don't know if they were yours or someone else's, but share with us a quote that is one of your favorites.
Go get it.
So I have what's called a PhD EBT. I'm sure that most of you probably don't know what that means. It means that I'm an educated idiot. In other words, I have all the credits I need to have a PhD. I refuse to do the paper. Why? Because I'm an idiot. And that's my quote. My father said to me, he said, you're going to love this, Jerry. My father said to me, are you lazy or are you just stupid? And my response was, yes. All right, Lauren, it's all yours. Table topics. I am so excited. This is her first time being our table topics master. Yahoo!
Thank you, Tiger. My favorite quote, I'll start, is for evil to flourish, it only requires good men to do nothing. That reminds me to always try and speak up or do something if I don't like what's going on. For table topics, I'm going to share my screen because with each question, there's a quote that goes with it before. So there's a lot of text and I want to make sure you guys don't have to remember the quote and the question. So. Okay. Would anyone like to go first? What about Najib?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So your question and quote is, when you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot in it and hang on. When were you at the end of your rope?
Can you clarify once?
Sorry?
Can you clarify once, like the point?
Yeah.
once again?
When were you at, like, you wanted to give up and you couldn't, you felt like you didn't have like the energy or patience to continue, like with a project or maybe a goal you were trying to accomplish and you kept trying and failing and you didn't want to try again?
Yeah, I mean, the question I understood in my
Oh.
point of view, like when you were at the end of your rope, so like how you handle with that. So I understand about in that point of view. So like firstly, in that scenario, in my point of view, like if you are going to any of mission or any planning or any project, so the first thing is if you do not maintain the energy the first time to the end time, so it's really matter because whatever you started in the initial time, but between the time you stopped it, so it's really matter because what you did from starting to end, it will waste. So I think in that scenario, planning is majorly it's means planning is major part because if you did plan and you are not mean to say like you're not very comfortable in that scenario. I'm getting a point like that. If you're end of your vision and you're low your energy and you're unable to do that, so one point you have to think in your mind because I want to succeed this mission, and again you should try to think in a positive way and as well as motivate yourself by where you're lacking and what is your lowest level. So think about that level and success your mission. Yeah, that's I understand about it.
Yeah. Thank you. Never give up. That's a good way to face a challenge.
Yeah.
Dinny, would you like to go?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Whoever is happy will make others happy too. When was a time you were happy?
The last time I was happy when I was rejoined with my cat, because now I was in a long distance relationship with my cat and then I missed my cat so much. And then, you know, the feelings and the happiness that resonates from your pet, it's so big, right? You can feel the love by seeing your cat like lying on the floor and then wishing you rub its belly. Those kind of happiness is so simple. Just saying it happy makes me happy. And I believe that all of my friends around me, all of my families around me who see me happy, they will be happy too, because the feelings that I have here is resonated to them. Back to you, Lauren.
Thank you. Stephen, would you like to go?
Yeah, sure.
It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. How do you face challenges?
That's a very good question, Lorraine. This February, I got an email or I got a call from the management. I lost my job. This is a very dark moment for me because I have a big family to raise. I have 2 kids and I have my wife who is a housewife. So how do I face this challenge? I don't know, to be frank. Every day I have to cheer myself up. So what do? I come to RSS. I come to Toastmasters to cheer myself up, to listen to the inspiring stories from Jerry, never give up, from Yasmin, to plan things and implement them. So after every time I was at the Toastmaster meetings, I was energized again. I feel I was alive again. So I can focus on my problem and start looking for jobs. About 2 months ago, that opportunity came. I thought I'm gonna get this job. And 3 weeks ago, the leadership of this company asked me to go sign the contract. Unfortunately, until today, I still not get the news of going to the office and sign the contract because the HR never contacted me. So how do I solve this problem or face this challenge? I came to Toastmaster meetings again and again so I can get some positive mindset. And I believe it just takes some time. This is a very hard macroeconomy situation, so I have to handle. And I do believe the right opportunities in the corner waiting for me. So maybe it takes a couple of months. And yeah, that's how I face my challenge. So back to you, Laurie.
Thank you. Yes, good job. Toastmasters puts me in a good mood as well, and it's great. It starts at the beginning of the week for my time zone anyway, and it starts my day off well. Michelle? Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Have you paved a path where there was none?
Thank you so much, Lauren. You just made my day. That is, of all the quotes, you have given excellent quotes so far, but this one is just perfect for me. I think there's one person in this room, Tiger, would probably agree when I say that's the story of my life. I don't go where there's a road or a path. I create my own path. I chart my own course. I think that goes back to my teenage years when I realized if I want to accomplish something, I have to do it myself. If I want anything of significance, there's no one. I don't have a support group. There are no significant others who can help me. The buck stops with me. And so I would do things that most people would say, that's not happening. For example, I was educated in a very small school. It's actually more of an orphanage than a school. But I thought, well, there's this contest. It was forgot what it's called. National. Anyway, it was an information like where students come and they sit with a buzzer and they have to push the buzzer and answer. I would be trembling. All the other contestants were from very well-known schools. And here's this skinny little person from the Miraculous Metal School. Nobody knew that school, but I just showed up and somehow I managed to, week after week, to beat all those very smart kids from very prestigious institutions. And that set me realizing I can craft my own course. I can create my own path. I can be significant in my own right without anyone helping me. And that's always been my life up to now, I think. We'll need more time to talk about more of that. But back to you, Lauren.
Thank you for sharing, and that's great to be independent and believe in yourself. Cheaton?
Yes, Lauren.
The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. What is one of your dreams?
Well, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. One of my dreams will be to see my father getting healthy again, because now he's not in a very healthy situation. So I hope that he will get the best treatment and he can get the best doctor, the most appropriate doctor for him to cure his heart disease. And that will be my dream for now, to see my father being healthy again, and we can enjoy our quality time together as a family, traveling to beautiful places, and he can enjoy his time with his family, with his granddaughters, which are my daughters. And yes, he can enjoy the rest of his life with his healthy body and free from his disease, which is the heart disease that he is experiencing now, and he's having the treatment, the medicine from the doctor, and we keep on monitoring his health condition. That will be my ultimate dream for the meantime, to see my father getting healthy again, enjoying his life, and having quality time. If that might happen, then I will invite him to join RSS meeting one day. Back to you, Lauren.
Thank you. That'd be great. And hopefully he'll get better. We hope he will. Awesome. Mary?
I think,
Oh.
Lauren, that we're gonna have to move on because we do have 2 speech evaluators, so. Yeah, Mary,
Okay.
thank God, I don't have to go. That's okay, we're gonna hear plenty from Mary here in a minute. I do have, oh, Lauren, we need to hear a quote from you. You just shared with us a whole bunch of them, so what's your favorite quote?
My favorite is for evil to flourish, it only requires good men to do nothing.
Well, I'm really good at doing nothing. We'll just leave that alone. Here's a quote about dreams, and this is I find it humorous. Hopefully you guys will find it humorous. I'm sick of following my dreams. Man, I'm just gonna ask them where they're going and I'll meet them there. And that's Mitch Hedberg, who I don't know, but I love that quote. Okay, here we go. Evaluation time. So it is time to turn this meeting over to our esteemed special guest, Mr. Steven. The floor is all yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Quoteman. Oh, all right. So now it came to the general evaluation session. Evaluation matters, right? So we improve by being evaluated. Although it's always feel being judged by others, but still we improved. All right, so the first evaluator is Teton. So Teton will evaluate Jerry. So welcome, Teton.
Thank you, Stephen. Jerry, as we just celebrated Father's Day on the third Sunday in June, I would like to throw you a riddle. What is the best thing a dad can get for Father's Day? The best thing that a father can get for a Father's Day. Well, I believe it will be a long nap. Do you agree with me? Jerry, if I may analogize your speech as this traditional Chinese food, the exquisite hot noodle, your speech is flavorful. And this meal is definitely best consumed in good time. When is it? None other than the time when I myself, was so mesmerized by listening to your speech. Jerry, there are 2 points that I like very much from your speech. First one, I would like to thank you for sharing your personal story. Thank you for being vulnerable. I was so mesmerized by your touching story that for several seconds I forgot I was your evaluator. Your father's wisdom captivated me. Second, you had a strong message for us, which was the wise message that your father shared to you, and you shared it with us generously. And it would be even more wonderful if you would like to insert a call to action, a kind of homework for us, so that we can do the message, the homework that you give to us right after you have finished your speech or right after this meeting has been adjourned. And as how I usually would like to enjoy this Chinese noodle, I put some spicy pepper into it, which is translated into 2 suggestions that you may want to consider. First one, as you told us your personal story about your father, you may want to share the picture of your father to make your speech even more impactful. And even better, the picture of your father with you when you were still small. And second one, thank you for inserting the dialogue in your speech so that we could understand more clearly what was happening. And you shared with us, of course, the precious message your father told you. And to make the conversation clearer, you may want to consider varying your vocal variety, your voice, so that it was clearer. It was your father speaking, and it was you who was speaking in that dialogue. Jerry, thank you so much for sharing such a wonderful speech with a wise message with us. And with that being said, I hope to be able to enjoy this exquisite Chinese noodle with you one day, complete with the spicy pepper. Back to you, Stephen.
Oh, thank you, Teton. That was really a fantastic evaluation. And I was the same. I was also like so attracted to Jerry's story. I also lost the track of yeah, this whole part. Thank you for sharing. So next one, evaluator number 2 is Mary. So Mary, let's welcome Mary to evaluate Yasmin's speech.
Thank you, Stephen. Before I start timing, John, 2 things. One, I find it very intimidating to go after Cheaton an evaluation. She is just such an amazing evaluator and speaker. She really sets the bar high. It's tough to go behind her. I also want to give you my quote before I forget it. And it's so appropriate for me. It's one of my favorites. If it weren't for the last minute, nothing would get done. That's by Rita Mae Brown. And that seems to be the story of my life. For those of you that are procrastinators or can't seem to get things done till it's at the last minute, That's the thing. So if it weren't for the last minute, nothing would get done, is my quote. Now, to go on to the evaluation for Yasmin's speech, my paper on ecoforestry. From the beginning, I liked the way she set up her speech. Gave us a timeline that she's been working on this PhD for 10 years and 5 years of getting the very first scientific paper done. So it was very obvious to me that she really had spent a lot of time on this effort, and that writing scientific papers was a challenge for her, that it would take that long to do just one. But I really gained a lot of information as she took me through the process of what she needed to do in a scientific paper, the questions she had to ask, the resources that she needed, how she would set it up, how she would phrase it. So not only did she get to share information, I gleaned a lot of education from it. So it was a great message and a great speech. You brought us through your journey to writing your second scientific paper. A particular thing I want to add that I thought is just such an asset, the way you handled an interruption during your speech. Your dog barked, and you were able to quickly come up with a great little humorous thing. Oh, that's one of my reviewers. I was like, wow, how quick thinking could you do? And then you went right on in stride, continue your speech without it throwing you off at all. So well done. Absolutely excellent how you handled that. I got from you in your final summary, you left me with a message: the strength of planning and implementing your plan. So even you spoke for a whole 5 to 7 minutes, I was able to get that chunk of what I felt you were trying to tell us as the message you wanted to leave with us. And you clearly did that in your closing. So excellent closing. You know, just like that spicy pepper of Tetons, there's always something that could make it just a little bit better. And there was one that I would have liked to have seen, which was a resource. I heard so much about this paper. You spent so much effort. I'd like to see what was it published in a book? Is there a website that we could go to read it? So I would suggest that you give us some sort of a resource. If you too want to know about the eco forestry, here's how to get there. So incorporate that. This is another thing that I noticed that you might want to consider that was outside your speaking time. Before you were speaking, to me, it was showing your nerves. You were rocking back and forth, and it reminded me of a boxer right before they're getting ready to go into the fight. You know, it kind of pumps them up. And I kept watching you, and it was like you are getting ready for this speech. So you might want to stop doing that as a show of your nerves. And I'm out of time, but I'll close it with another outstanding speech. Really would like to find out more about your paper. Thank you for sharing your speech with us today. Back to you, General Evaluator. Thank you, Yasmin. She sent that in if you all want to look in the chat.
Thank you, Mary. Wow. Not only Teton set the bar high, you also set the bar high. That's very thorough, like evaluation. You evaluate everything. And there's those small details, even the boxing part, which I missed. That was awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I hope next time Yasmin can share more stories. I would like to hear more from her. She's yeah, she should give more speeches. All right, so next I think let's move to the facilitator part, the Tiger facilitator part, facilitator report.
Yes, sir. Your odd counter, your timer, your grammarian.
Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, so before I invite them, I would like to share my quote. Although a tiger didn't call upon me, huh? I didn't forget. So my favorite quote is from the movie Shawshank's Redemption. I hope the leading character said one thing. Remember, hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and good things never die. All right, so let's invite our facilitator. First of all, maybe let's invite Dini, our art counter, to have the art counter's report.
Okay, thank you. I would like to present my slides for the counter reports. May I share screen? Okay. So here it is, everyone. Oops. It's about the counter reports. I will divide the most spoken filler words for the lexical and the non-lexical words. Let's start from this one, which is the most spoken lexical fillers. Since I don't want to point out each person, that makes me feel bad to point out each person's mistakes in mentioning the filler words, so I summarize everything. The first most spoken filler words for the lexical fillers is yeah. I heard lots of us say yeah before we start speaking. Next one is so. Basically, we tend to use so for showing the effect of something, right? However, in this meeting, probably we feel nervous or we don't know what to say to bridge the next sentence. We tend to use so to connect those sentences. And of course, we also have all right to start our speech. Most of us use this a lot. And the next one is the most spoken non-lexical fillers. It goes to ah. If I'm not mistaken, the total numbers of ah we use for today is around 18 something. And then the second one comes to repeated words. We tend to stumble upon the words when we would like to continue the idea. And then we tend to repeat the words if we feel probably forget about the next word, or probably we have a jet lag, like, oh, still loading to the next word. And then, yeah, we tend to repeat the words. And I add one thing to my report here is I would like to give appreciation to Jerry, because congratulations, you mentioned no filler words at all. Congratulations, Jerry Lou. And to end my report, I would like to give some tips to eliminate the filler words. The first and foremost is to slow down. Sometimes we are rushing, and then we want to just end our speech so fast. Sometimes I also do it. And then slowing down our speech would be much helpful to eliminate the filler words. The second one is embrace pauses. So don't worry to give pauses in our speech to eliminate and then to avoid the filler words. Last but not least is to come to Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers and practice your speeches. With that, I'll sign off as the counter. Back to you, our general evaluator.
Thank you, Dini. Wow, you also set the bar high for our counter. That's such a wonderful report. Wow, awesome, good job. But I mean, we are Toastmasters, so you can say our names, how many and ahs I used. It's okay. I can handle that. No problem. All right. So next, I would like to invite our grammarian, Michelle, to deliver the grammarian's report.
Thank you very much, Stephen. And wow, yes, I agree. Everyone in your team has blown it out of the park. I tried my best, and this is the first time I have a back-to-back notes for grammarian. Most of the notes are on positive uses of the English language. Maybe it's partly because of the theme, favorite quotes, but I think not. It's just that the speakers all used excellent language. Jerry, there were so many uses, gems of the English language. I just want to mention a few. Commemorate his memory. That has such a significant ring to it. Commemorate my father's memory. And the quote that you shared, if you have resolve and don't give up easily, you can do anything. That's great. Yasmin as well. I loved your contrast. I loved PhD travel. I hated PhD writing. So you have contrast, love and hate. And then your statement about planning. Inactive. Planning is inactive until complemented with implementation. That's such a great phrase. I will borrow that. Planning is inactive until complemented with implementation and collaborative effort, and so many other great words. Lauren, you nailed it with your quotes. All of them were great. I would love it if you could share that later on, maybe in an email. They were all great quotes, but you also had your own really great statements there. And I'm trying to find my notes, and you can probably see me turning the paper around. You had something that I thought was very significant, but I can find it right now. Steve, though, I loved your positive mindset, and there's the right opportunities just in the corner, and you actually gestured right opportunities right there in the corner. That was wonderful. And Titin, when you said my ultimate dream, wow, ultimate. Now the back page, the Stephen, again, when you said evaluation matters, it does. And it was just a very powerful statement, very significant. Evaluation matters. And Titin, I rarely hear words like mesmerized and exquisite. These are such beautiful uses of the English language. Mary, your quote was just the most hilarious. If it weren't for the last minute, nothing would get done. And use another word that's not used often, gleaned. Instead of just saying gain, you said gleaned. And Dine, I had to flip my Merriam-Webster to see what the heck is a lexical filter. And it says, not to do with grammar or composition, but with the words itself. Wow, lexical. Who would have thought I'd learned something about the English language this morning? Thank you so much. I am over time, but let me just report on the word of the day. Significant. Tiger, I think you had 2. Dinny had 1. Jerry had 1. It's not fair. I had 7 because I was tracking myself very easy. Back to you, Stephen.
Wow. Thank you so much, Grammarian Michelle. That's you jotted down everybody's shining points. That was amazing. Except you forgot Tiger. I think I can see from his face, he's not very happy. Yeah. But it's okay. Yeah. I think he can handle that. All right. So I think tonight, I personally, maybe I haven't been here for a while. Everybody sets the bar high. The speeches from Yasmin and from Jerry, the evaluation from Titan and Mary, our accountant and the grammarian. Oh my gosh, I think I should come back more. Thank you so much for bringing me such a wonderful meeting. It blew my mind. It blew my mind. Yes. Back to you, Tiger.
So we want to make sure that you don't blow up. So just settle down. We don't want you blowing your mind. The one fascinating thing about this meeting, besides all the great quotes, were all the great idioms. You'll notice in English quotes, oftentimes idioms are used, and idioms are the highest form of language. Thank you, everybody. Is there anybody here before we go that did not get to share their favorite quote that would
Me.
like to at this point? Danny,
You asked me,
Yeah,
and
I
then
don't
I
think we got
finally
a
find
quote.
one.
other than lexical and non-lexical, I don't think we got a quote from you.
Okay, I actually find one. This is the quote that I made for another club's meeting, and then this is about traveling. Okay, so the quote goes like this: to travel is to see the world from different lenses, to uncover stories, and to live with wisdom and memories. So I hope that we're not afraid of traveling, and then we just can uncover beautiful stories and then live wisdom and memories. Okay, that's all, Tiger.
Okay, thank you so much. And yes, I think we forgot to get a timers report.
I'm
a
sorry,
written
it's my
report.
fault.
We got a written timers report, but yeah, go ahead, John. Share with us your timers report, sir.
Okay. So yeah, I have written in the chat box, so I will say that for the prepared speech speaker, Jerry Lu. Sorry, I forgot put your O after Lu. Okay, sorry about that. Your time 7:29 minutes. So almost. So, but congratulations, you are qualified. And then Yasmin for the second speaker. You are 7 and 5 minutes and qualified. And then for table topic session, there are 5 speakers, table topic speakers. First, Najib, your time 1 minute and 5:58. Dini, 1 minute. Steven, 2 minutes and 24. 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Miso, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And Titin, 1 minute and 40 seconds. So the table topic speakers, all eligible to be voted. And then for evaluator, Titin, your time 3 minutes and 15 seconds. And Mary, 3 minutes and 40 seconds, which is only Titin to be qualified. Yeah, I think that's all. I don't know, I'm nervous. Back to you, Tiger.
Excellent, John. Thank you so much. And I'll apologize for Stephen for forgetting you.
I'm sorry, John. Yeah.
No, it's totally okay. In a matter of time, I hope everyone read.
No worries at all.
I hope everyone read Michelle's favorite quote. So let us go back to our presiding officer again. This is it, Yasmin. This is your last chance to say something brilliant.
The most brilliant word in the world is the word of gratitude. I want to thank every single person in the room and every single person who has contributed to RSS, for making RSS the way it is, who have participated in the meeting, who was very kind, because without the support from everyone, I would not have stood for 365 seconds. Forget about 365 days. So I'm extremely enriched. I think I'm leaving the 365 days with discovering the power of leadership and the power of Toastmasters in the whole. Having said that, I am sure that you guys are gonna continue being so nice, equally nice to Mary as you were to me, and same way supportive. having said that, I'm not going to be leaving the officer's role. And the reason I gave up for any like major roles is because I understood that some of the competitors might use this as a strategy to eliminate you. No, sorry, Tiger, that was a bad joke. I had so much fun with the RSS, and I'm extremely thankful to RSS for giving me the opportunity. And here is my last closing remark as the president. Thank you for this moment. I will officially close the meeting, but please stay around because we will just get ourselves sorted for the next week.